I've seen one River Plate and Boca Juniors game.
No.
Yeah, and you know what?
Is it that crazy? Is it as crazy as everybody says?
Think about crazy, and it's crazier. Like, really. Like 6 months before I went to see that game, there was a huge fight before the game and after the game, and there was like 1 or 2 dead people there. Like people were killed, literally by fans of the other team. So my guide over there was like, "Well, we have to go see the next game," and I was like, "Okay, when's the game?"
Welcome back to TSN 690, the first half. I'm Paul Desbaillet, and joining us in studio, Super Monsieur Quebec. This is how I introduce you, Benoit. He is a Quebec personality. He's an entrepreneur. He does it all. And when we get to know him, you'll understand why I'm saying that.
Easy on the super, though.
No,
just go easy on the super, please.
It's true, though. Does everybody hear that voice?
I'm gonna get shy.
No, listen. Does everybody hear that voice?
It's all rented.
No, man.
Yeah.
It's
not mine. I have to bring it back on Saturday.
It is smooth. Ben, thank you. Benoit, merci. Thank you for joining us in studio.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
So listen, for the listeners that are not here in Montreal that follow the first half, there are 1 or 2. Can you give us a little bit of a background on what you do? Because it's a big list.
Well, it's a big list, but first of all, I'm mainly a TV and radio host. That's what I've been doing for the last 35 years now. Celebrated 35 years on October 4th. So yeah, thank you so much. And if you're asking, I was 2 years old. So
so young, so young and fresh.
Yes, but started my career in Moncton, New Brunswick, because I didn't go to school much. And I knew that there was a great program in communications in Moncton, and I tried, and they accepted me, so I went there. And after the first half of the first year, I decided to quit going to my classes because there was that little French radio station over there, and I learned more like by being there every day and replacing people who would not show up and just hosting my shows and stuff like that. I was coming in like at 7 a.m. and just waiting to see who would not show up, if I could participate in one of the shows and whatever, So I spent 5, and I did that. I hosted country shows without knowing country music. I hosted jazz shows without knowing nothing about jazz music and everything, but I was there and I was learning and everything. So I spent 5 years over there. Great time, great people, a lot of sports activities. I was doing the PM Drive on the radio show, but I was doing back in the days the Winnipeg Jets farm team was in Moncton, so I would do the play-by-play during the night on the radio, and then Les Aigles Bleus de l'Université de Moncton, the hockey team over there, I was doing the broadcast, the play-by-play. So I did that for 5 years. Was great fun. I was working on every concert that would come in Moncton as a roadie, but local roadie. So I did work on some shows. Of course, I did Metallica twice. I'm a big Metallica fan.
Oh yeah, amazing.
So I did that, but many country shows, Shania Twain, Bryan Adams. I did all the shows that were coming in.
But as a liaison between the sort of the band, production?
Well, they would you show up in the morning, and then they ask you to go with the sound guy. So for that show, you were working on sound. So you move, just move speakers and stuff like that. And it was just to be there and see shows for free, right?
That's so cool.
Yeah.
What a good idea. That's amazing.
It was fun. So I did that for 5 years, and then I came back to Quebec, and I'm from Quebec City originally, and I had a little radio job in Montmagny near Quebec City. Did the weekend shows, and then there was
but did you apply for these jobs, or did they come to you?
I did, but I knew people. I'm a good salesman, so I'm good to sell people. But for me, it's always a bit difficult. But for that, it was easy, because I really wanted to do that. Passion was pushing, so I thought that it was good for me to call them and make sure that things would happen, right?
Sure.
So they picked me. I did like 6 months over there, and there was an opening at TVA Quebec. And I became the sports guy over there, and then I did Salut Bonjour for the weekend show.
Which is historic.
Well, it's the biggest morning show in the French TV environment. So yeah, I did that for 8 years, and then the rest is history. And I'm still doing that, and I'm still having like butterflies every time I go on the air, and I love what I'm doing.
Does that show specifically changed everything, right? Like, is it when you within the industry, and I am as new to this as you can imagine.
Yeah.
When it takes that one sort of catalyst to change the entire trajectory, right? Of your plan.
Yes, because you're every morning in people's living room or kitchen or wherever the TV is at home, and you watch that kind of show like you listen to radio, right? It's like radio with images.
Yeah.
And then you can get the kids ready for school, you do your lunch, you get out of the shower, but the TV is playing in the back, right? So you're listening to it. And sometimes when there's a topic that really talks to you, then you look at the TV and you watch what's going on. But mostly it's like a radio show on TV. And of course you go through different ages of people. There's so many families who are watching the show that you become part of the family. They know you. I'm not Benoit Gagnon, I'm Ben from the TV show in the morning, right? So you get that connection with them, and this is very precious to me.
Do you feel that? Do you feel that when you're but when you're out in public, someone comes up to you and says, listen, I have a story that connects my story to your story.
Every day. Yeah, I walk with that face every day. So, they know me, and I'm just like them. I'm not a TV star. I'm not a radio star. I'm a guy who's passionate by communications, by sports, by many things. Music, of course. But I'm that guy. I'm not a superstar. I'm not a radio star. I'm not a TV star. I'm one of the guys. I'm just one of them, and that's the relationship that we built for like 35 years now. So
this is another one of my questions for you. There's over 35 years. You've watched the content sphere, radio, then television, visual pictures. I mean, there has been a mass, and then you're now
internet, and then social media. Oh, you remember that, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So I had the chance. I mean, for me, this is a privilege to be able to talk about it, and that I lived all those major changes in the way of how the business works, but how we communicate with each other. And things are going real fast right now. It's instantly on social media when something happens, so then you can react on it. You can have a reaction, you can have an interview, you can have a specialist. It's easy to reach someone to answer your questions and everything. So it's like a tool. Right? It's
absolutely.
We have great tools right now to do whatever we want to do. We had to be more creative, I think, back in the days, because we didn't have as much as we have right now
to work with.
But it's not easier, but we're better equipped right now to do so.
Is the market? We're going to speak specifically here in Montreal and Quebec. Is the entertainment market here in Quebec as strong and as robust as ever before, or due to the way content and is again, anybody can use their phone to create a show in their basement?
Totally.
Has that affected it in a positive or a negative way in the overall visuals?
We could talk about this for like days, because there's some great stuff that it's that we can see and that we can use on social media and stuff like that, and there's some boring stuff, but it's there. Sometimes I talk with people, or I'm just at a restaurant, let's say I'm having dinner with you, and on the next table people talk, they talk about something that usually I would not be aware of, but I know exactly what they're talking about because I saw it somewhere on Facebook, on Instagram, on a radio show, wherever, and I don't need that information, but it's here. Someone
because you've seen
told
it or
me
picked
this.
It up somewhere.
Exactly, and I don't need that on my day-to-day list and when I host my show or something. So it's a lot. I think that we need to think about how we use all that, though, because there's so much to see, to learn, and there's a lot of crap on that too, right? It's not always fun and
but that's any market, and that's in any subject matter too.
Yes, right? But I think that it's way too much for me right now, because I'm always using my phone. I'm always using my social media. I have to be on top of my game all the time and be aware of what's going on, right? But sometimes I'm like, am I wasting my precious time right now on this? I don't need to see this. I don't need to know about this and everything. So yeah, it affected our way to communicate, to trust, to learn, to be in contact, to be informed on what's going on. But you need to do a little cleanup once in a while.
Tell me when you got into soccer. Tell me when your family got into soccer.
Yeah.
When did it become a real thing? Because it's not c'est pas en passant. It's not in passing.
No.
It's part of your life.
Well, I've been playing sports and doing sports since I'm like almost 5 years old. My dad was a big sports fan, and I'm the oldest at home. I have a younger brother who's 3 years younger than me. But for my dad, it was important for me to play and do sports and whatever. So I played baseball, I played soccer, I played everything. Like I was in all teams and everything. And my first gig was in a baseball team, and I loved it, and I was kind of good. So I played provincials and everything. Manon Réaume, the goalie, the hockey goalie, she was my catcher. Her brother was our pitcher, and we were on the all-star team in Quebec City, and it was a blast. And the first time that I played, they gave me the jersey with the number 20. The number 20 is the number that I still wear today. I race cars. I've been racing for 18 years, and on my cars, it's always number 20. So they gave me that jersey, and it became my lucky number. And it's funny because my youngest, I have 3 kids, and Charles, my youngest kid, played soccer for the first time a few years ago. And when he came back with his mom from the first day and the first practice, then they throw away like the jerseys and everything.
No.
And he cut number 20. So he's playing with number 20 right now. That's kind of funny. So baseball first, and then soccer. And I was living not, how do you say that? Like north of Quebec City, and there was not enough kids to do one team. So we would be like a few cities together with the best players playing in one team. So I played for that team for like 6 or 7 years.
Amazing.
Loved it. Like all my friends were playing hockey and everything, but since our house was way off Quebec City, my dad was always like, there's no way I'm going to get up at 4:30 in the morning for a practice.
Right.
This will not happen. 7, I can do that. 4:30, that's a big no. But I really wanted to play hockey because all my friends at school were playing hockey. But soccer was my thing, and I loved it. Played, high level in Quebec City till 15, 16, 17 years old. And baseball as well at the same time, and football at my school. So
what are you, Deion Sanders? You're doing everything.
Kind of, without the salary.
Without the salary. It's not true. Let's not talk shy. No, but so then were you able to follow actual football going on in the rest of the world? In Europe?
Yeah. I'm the one who hosted the French-Canadian version of Fear Factor. So we shot the show in Buenos Aires, in Argentina. So I saw like 40 matches or something, 40 games.
Wow. Live?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I saw River Plate like 15 times playing.
What?
Yeah. I've seen one River Plate and Boca Juniors game.
No.
Yeah, and you know what?
Is it that crazy? Is it as crazy as everybody says?
Think about crazy, and it's crazier. Like, really. Like 6 months before I went to see that game, there was a huge fight before the game and after the game, and there was like 1 or 2 dead people there. Like people were killed, literally by fans of the other team. So my guide over there was like, we have to go see the next game, and I was like, okay, when's the game? They didn't place the next game between the 2 teams in the schedule. Because people like that, since they didn't have the time to get ready and like too excited about the next game and everything, so it was announced the day before. So I went to that game, and when you come to the stadium, you know that they're going to ask you for what team you're going to cheer, and then you can go on this side or on this side. And I said my guide, because we had a guide, he was our driver and everything, because he was paid by the TV production, the company. So he was a big River Plate fan, so we were on that side. I can show you on my phone. I'm following the team on my phone and the fans. It's crazy. So while you're walking to the stadium, there's like I would say 10 to 15 streets before the stadium. Everything is locked and blocked and
shutters
everything.
Down.
Everything.
Nothing.
But the ground is moving while you're walking to the stadium. It's. I don't get impressed real easy that often with that, but at that moment, I was not at home. I didn't know what to expect. It was kind of crazy. I knew what happened.
Nerve-wracking, right?
Of course, because I knew what happened at the last game, you know. So I get there and
neutral colors. Did you actually choose a team?
I was wearing the River Plate jersey because I was with the guys over there, right? So we get into the stadium, and I remember I was speechless. It was crazy. I mean, they are nuts. If you want to know how it goes, if you love music, there's a great concert by AC/DC shot at River Plate. Okay,
oh, yeah.
Just watch them on the floor.
Yeah.
That's how crazy they are, and that's just for fun. It's just a music show. Sure. But if you want to see visually how it looks like, it's exactly like that.
There's some amazing Copa 90 documentaries as well.
Yeah,
that are being created.
But the history of the clubs over there, you know, it's crazy. It's Messi's country. I mean, they are crazy about football, about soccer over there. But it was funny because I remember that game, River Plate won, and at the end of the game, we stayed 45 minutes in the stadium because they needed to evacuate the Boca fans and to give them enough time to walk really far from the stadium.
Yeah.
But we stayed 45 minutes in the stadium.
Yeah. They don't.
And all the time they were dancing, cheering, and singing in Spanish, and I was like, what are they singing? I'm not going to be able right now to tell you what they were saying, but it was oh my God, it was bad. Yeah. It was really bad.
Not friendly.
No, not at all.
Have you had a chance? Wow, what a great story!
It was crazy.
I love these. I love this. The whole point of this show is to talk to people and get these beautiful stories.
Yeah, I would go tomorrow night. I would go tonight if there was a game again. That atmosphere, and then you go. Bless you. And then you go have a great steak. The steaks in Argentina are crazy.
Well, that's it, right? Like, and the food on the streets and
everything.
The atmosphere before and after.
Yeah.
Are you following MLS?
Yes, of course. I'd love to go and see a few games here. I love our team. It's kind of how can I say that? I love our team. I would love for us to have more success that we have because I think that we deserve it. You know,
as Montrealers, you mean, and as a team, and
as fans and everything.
Fans, yeah.
We're big sports fans here. When there's an event, I was hosting the President's Cup a few weeks ago. You were there. We saw each other. People would show up at 5:30 in the morning to make sure that they would be near a tee-off or something to see their favorite player. That's how we are here. So when Messi was in town, I was there. Thank you again. You helped me with the tickets over there. But do I owe you something?
You owe me a smile, Come on.
But it was crazy. People were happy to see him. And they will remember that day for the rest of their life, right? So we need the chance to celebrate the championship. We need the chance to go to the game and say, you know what, we do have a shot to win tonight. We might win that game again because our players are good and everything. The energy is going to be there. The fans are there. That stadium is full.
It's Montreal, man.
I know.
We're into football.
You want a funny story?
Yeah.
I used to own Radio Lounge, which is a bar that was here in Montreal a few years ago on Saint Laurent Street.
Mr. Entrepreneur.
Yes. Yeah. AC Milan was playing in Montreal. They came a few years ago, right? Yeah. Remember that? It was a how do you say that?
No,
not a regular game. No, a few years ago. Is it Real Madrid?
Is it Real Madrid when they were using the training ground as one of their locations?
AC Milan never came here.
Not that I remember, and there's an AC Milan fan sitting across from us. So unless Luca,
I think it was a very long time ago.
Yeah, it was like 15
years ago.
15, 16 years ago.
Yeah, Luca wasn't even born. I wasn't born.
Okay, I wasn't born.
See?
I was like 2000.
Offended again. But
this whole show's
it was not a regular game because they were playing, of course, but they were doing that tour in North America or something, and they came to Montreal. Okay. So I'm at home.
Oh, yes. And then they went to play in New England.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
So I receive a call. It's like 11 p.m. I'm at home that night. I'm not at the club and everything. So one of my friends is like, you won't believe what just happened. I was like, what happened? He goes, your security guys, because the players were having dinner somewhere on the street. They came to show up on Saint Laurent, of course. Yeah, so they wanted to come in and get into our club. And they refused Ronaldinho because he was wearing some sort of a hat or so, I don't know the reason.
It's his style, dude.
Still today, I don't know the exact reason, but they said, no, you can't come in.
before we get to 12 questions, I did have a question I wanted to bring up again. It's part of your story.
Yeah.
You have a lot of things on the go, but I
Yes.
wanted to highlight one or two things that are going on right now, specifically within the food and beverage industry. So could you tell us one or two projects that you are knee deep in
Yes.
as we speak?
Well, we have a brewery since 2017 called Brasserie Amiral, Admiral Brewery, and we are selling beer here in Quebec in about, I would say, 1,100 locations, and it's a fun business. We started that 4 guys. We pitched in like $2,000 each, and we created that brewery right now, and we might sell some beer in 2025 in the States. That's where we're aiming right
It's
now.
a really big, big move.
We've been working on that for the last 8 months or something, because you don't want to lose your house out of this.
No.
But you have to take your time, ask the questions, and be kind to the people who help you. And I'm the kind of guy who I love results, and I'm a hard worker, and I don't mind hours and stuff like that. But that's me. And on a team, if you want to win as a team, you have to respect the pace of the others.
Right.
And so far so good. I have good partners, and I wish I would love to experience selling beer in the US. I would love that.
Sure, that's a whole other market. What's up with the restaurant?
Restaurant, I'm
Lounge, or you describe it.
I'm part owner right now of 2 restaurants, one in Boucherville and one in Laval. Since we opened in Laval a month ago.
Congratulations.
It's called, thank you, man. It's called Madame Bovary, and it's a very can I say festive?
Yeah.
Festive restaurant.
Yeah.
It's not a supper club, but kind of.
It's got energy.
Energy, good music. The vibe is good here tonight. Our music is like that at the restaurants. We love, it's for everybody. If you enjoy food, good service, people, a good vibe.
Ambiance.
No one is playing like, look at me, I can buy big bottles. We're not there. We love food, we love music, we love people, and that's what we do.
Ben, what about, we want to talk a little water?
I can talk about water because we're launching something next Tuesday.
Are we allowed to talk about Well,
we do what we want to do.
Well, this is your path.
Well, you're not gonna see like the cans today. So
No.
I can tell you that we're launching a water company next
It's huge,
Tuesday
man.
here in Montreal. Super proud of that. We are selling water in cans because plastic is bad for your health. I saw a study that came out from Sweden like a month ago. And we knew that in plastic bottles, you drink like little parts micro parts of plastic.
Microplastics.
Yeah, and I didn't know that in a 1 liter bottle, there's 250 million little parts, mini particles, or whatever the correct word is. But when the study came out, they were like, it's 3 times what we thought it was.
Wow.
It's that crazy. But plastic, it's everywhere. We're trying to get rid of it. We're trying to make a difference.
Doing your part.
To be, can I say, eco-responsible?
Yep.
So we're working on that. And here in Quebec, we're not used to pay for water. It's everywhere. It's
abundant.
not a problem
Sure.
here. But in many countries, we have to think about them because it's a huge problem. So we found that lake that is in high altitude here in Quebec, near Tetford Mines, and that water is naturally filtered through the rocks of the mountain over there. So at the base of the mountain, we're there and we are grabbing that blue gold, and we are selling it in cans because it's 100%. How do you say that?
Say it in French.
It's recyclable.
Yeah, 100% recyclable.
Recyclable?
Yeah.
There we go. Thank you.
Amazing.
And we just want to make a little difference. Where this will go, I don't know, but we're proud of it. It's a premium water. It's very good. We've been testing the water with.
You've been testing the water with the water?
No,
Come on.
Did you know that there's, how do you say that? Not winemakers, but the sommelier.
Yep.
There's sommelier, of course, for wine, but now there's sommelier for water.
Of course.
I didn't know that. And I met a guy who's doing this right now, and he's selling like cellars to NBA players and baseball players he's selling like stuff for water now. It's crazy.
Amazing.
So the guys like,
Love this planet.
let's say LeBron James buys bottles that are worth $2,000 or something, but he's paying like $500 for some water from around the world. It's kind of crazy. So he needed that water seller at his place. So that's what they're doing. But I'm pretty sure that LeBron won't drink our water.
You
but,
never know, man. Because I know.
If he comes in Montreal,
or he listens to the first half anywhere, and he's like,
Ron,
you know
come
what?
on, man.
Come on, Ben. We're going to ask you 12 questions. Question 1.
Yes.
What is your favorite film?
Favorite film? Oh my God, The Breakfast Club.
What is your favorite song or band?
Metallica. I've seen them 29 times, and I'm trying to figure out where will be my 30th concert, because I want to make sure that it'll be one to remember.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
Number 3, favorite sports team?
I'm from Quebec City. I'm a big Nordic fan. Like I was going to school across the street. I would go and see practices. There was an old security agent who would leave a door open for us, my friend and I, to make sure that we could hit the morning skate every day.
Wow.
I had and I'm not kidding, maybe 250 autographs from Peter Stastny. Yeah.
Man, you were just full of stories.
He would sign all the time. He would see us every morning, and he would sign our little book there.
Well, then, favorite athlete, dead or alive?
Oh God, Michael Jordan.
What's your favorite food?
I love steaks, man. I can eat steak every day.
What is your favorite drink? Alcoholic and non-alcoholic?
Water, of course. I drink a lot of water. That's because I love drinking water that I'm starting the company, and I have a good spicy margarita.
Number 7, sir, what would be the first thing you would buy if you won the lottery?
A Porsche 911 black on black on black on black on black.
Number 8, dream trip.
Dream trip, Japan. I've never, look at my arms, man. It's all Japan all over there.
Japanese art.
I used to host a ski show on TV, and I did that for 5 years, and 2 years in a row, we were supposed to go and ski in Japan. It was canceled like 3 months before we left, so it was a tough one.
Always close.
But my wife worked in Japan. My oldest son went to Japan. I need to go to Japan.
That sounds
Yes.
like I'm jumping in your suitcase. How do you deal with stress? Number 9.
I'm not very stressed at all. Like really, I don't get like stressed by much, I would say. But music, there's always music playing. At home, in my car, and depends of my moods, but mostly music, I would say.
Amazing. Pajamas or no pajamas for the ladies out there?
None of your business.
None of your business is the answer from Benny.
I can't sleep with clothes. That's impossible.
Well, then that's the answer.
Yes.
Number 11, what is your favorite fashion brand at the moment?
At the moment, I'm a big Nike guy. Like, that I designed my shoes for Golden this series.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, right. I did that.
You designed your own
I
boots.
designed them online. I received them,
Beautiful.
and yeah.
I remember seeing that photo.
Now I need to score with those cleats.
Yeah, you get there. You get there. Number 12, name one thing you cannot live without.
My family.
Beautiful.
It's the answer. I mean, everything that I do is for them.
Amazing.
Out of passion, but it's all for them.
All right, 12.1. One word to describe football. Football is?
Fun to watch.
Benoit Gagnon, thank you so much for joining us in the studio, man. This has been amazing on the first half on TSN 690. We appreciate your time.
Thank you so much for the invitation. I'm super happy to start my weekend with you guys here.
Yeah, and really good luck with everything, especially the launch next week, man. Thank you very much.